Hey there, this is Kevin from OneThirtyFive in our office in downtown Cleveland, Ohio. If you're not familiar with us, we are a outsourced sales shop for startups. We primarily focus on top of funnel efforts, prospecting to get the interest, syncing them up with our clients, if you think of it like a metaphorical baton, getting them to a demo, a meeting, whatever, and then our clients typically take that prospect through the rest of the sales cycle. So for us, email is important, LinkedIn is important from an outreach perspective, but the thing that we're really optimistic on is the value of cold calling. And I know it's something that is a little bit controversial. People hate getting cold calls, but the reality is it is still a very successful mode of getting in front of prospects. And if you're not doing it, I would highly recommend adding that to your outreach efforts from a sales perspective, especially in a B2B capacity. So I'm going to start sharing some of the tools that we use internally. I think it might be helpful to others that are in sales roles or for founders that are maybe doing founder-led sales. As to how we leverage these different tools, we've also just, given the nature of our business, we've trialed a lot of different products and services. I'm only going to share those that we actually use. And today, one of those is ChatGPT. As a company here in 2024, it would be ignorant for us not to use ChatGPT. I do think AI will affect a lot of different careers moving forward in specific roles, just essentially by being replaced. One of the ones that I actually don't think will be replaced is cold calling. And it's not because the technology can't do it. It can, and I know it can, and I've done it before, and I've built some things to do it. It's actually because it's illegal. At least here in the States, the FCC in the beginning of 2024 essentially reestablished that using AI in phone calls kind of falls into the same bucket of the robocalls that have been in place for 8 to 10 years. So to outreach to somebody from a cold perspective with AI is fully illegal here, and there's significant fines that come along with that. So from an internal standpoint, that's where we focus on our human aspect. We have automation with LinkedIn, we do automation with emails, but from a calling perspective, we need living, breathing humans. And so with that, we really want to see us strengthening our skills. And with us in the nature that we operate in, we have clients that come on board that are new companies to us, they're new industries. We need to learn that as quickly as possible. We need to strengthen our skills so we can effectively pitch that product and offering and position everything appropriately to prospects. Historically, we might have done a bunch of role plays internally, taken a lot of time to do that. Maybe we even just go out into the wild and our practice is essentially on real prospects. Today, though, you can actually use ChatGPT as a fake role play, a fake prospect, if you would. I've gotten hit up by a lot of different companies that I know are trying to do this. I would recommend, if you're a startup, a sales organization, whatever, really just starting with ChatGPT. There's a lot of things you can do with it right out the box that you really shouldn't have to pay for an additional platform. So I'm going to share that today. I'm going to show you how to use the advanced voice model as a kind of AI prospect. A few things to mention here is this: it's not limited to sales. If you are in customer service, you can use it from that regards. If you're a founder that's maybe raising money and you want to practice pitching your deck to VCs, you can do that with the ChatGPT. If you're learning a new language, it's phenomenal for that as well. If you're maybe jobless at the moment and you're going through the interview process and you want to make sure you really strengthen yourself in those in-person interviews, in the phone interviews, whatever, you can also use it for practice there. So today we're going to show you a very basic, quick way to use ChatGPT as a AI roleplay tool. All right, so a few prerequisites to getting started here. They're pretty slim. You need a phone, a mobile phone. You need the ChatGPT mobile app. And you do need either the Pro, Plus, or Team model, so a paid model of ChatGPT for this to work. I do believe there is a free model that is very basic and it's limited after some capacity. So if you do want to use it in depth, you do need the paid model. I believe right now it's the end of October 2024. The advanced voice model just came out about a month ago. I think the cheapest option for a paid model is $20 a month, but I would strongly recommend it if you are interested in using this because it is a great thing to leverage. All right, so we're now going to switch over to my phone, and you'll see we have the ChatGPT app here on my phone. It looks pretty straightforward. I'm sure a lot of you watching this have messed around with ChatGPT. It's been out now for like 2 years. And so this is, as you'd probably imagine, the normal ChatGPT. If you have the Plus, Pro, or Team model, you'll see here in the bottom right, next to like where you would type in a message, this black circle with some small lines, kind of, imitating a sound wave, if you would. That is how you access the advanced voice model. So I'm going to click that. I'm also going to put it on mute so it doesn't hear me talking right now and start talking back. If this circle is blue, you're good to go. You're on the advanced voice model. If it is black, that's the old voice model. So prior to about a month ago, before the advanced voice was available, there is another model that is still available with ChatGPT, but it's different with how it operates. So it's actually going speech to text, text to speech. So when you talk to it, it takes your speech audio, it transcribes it into text, it analyzes and reads that just like normal ChatGPT. It responds via text, and then it turns that text into speech. So there is a little bit of a lag. It wasn't as fluid, as robust as the advanced voice model. The benefit to that, though, is there is a way to leverage that with what they call custom GPTs. And that's where you can really get into the weeds and play with customizing the GPT in itself and really building out its prospect persona, if you would. And you can have a bunch of those, different prospects, different personas. This model is a little bit different, where advanced voice, you can't really do that ahead of time. You have to more or less feed it the prompt when you start speaking to it, when this bubble goes blue. So that is one downside. Hopefully that's available down the road. But I'm going to show you what's available here today. Hi there. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. How about you? How's your day going?
Yeah, it's going really well. I was hoping you'd be able to help me out with something. So I am new to an organization called Care Staff. I'm a sales development rep, and I want to make sure I can effectively pitch our product as soon as possible, so I can, ramp up as quickly as possible and start having some success here early on in my role. So I was hoping today you could role play for me as a nursing home administrator. You're pretty friendly, you're in the caregiving space, but you do have a lot of responsibilities within the organization, and so you are pretty short on time. You're always in a hurry, and so that's the persona I'd like you to act as today. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. That makes perfect sense. I'll be the friendly but busy nursing home administrator. You can start your pitch whenever you're ready, and I'll respond as someone with a tight schedule might. Let's get into it.
Excellent. Hi there, this is Kevin from Care Staff. How are you today?
Hi, Kevin. I'm doing well, thank you. I'm quite busy, so let's get straight to it. What can I help you with today?
Yeah, did I catch you at a bad time?
No, it's all right. I'm just in between meetings, so let's make the most of the time we have. What do you have for me?
I appreciate that, Sarah. Yeah, I talk to nursing home administrators all the time, so I know how chaotic your day-to-day can be, so I appreciate you taking the time. So I'm not sure if you've heard of us before, but Care Staff is a skilled nursing specific platform for the nursing home industry. So it's scheduling software to effectively help your schedulers manage the internal staff versus using pen and paper or Excel. When creating the schedule, you can avoid unnecessary overtime. And when there's call-offs, you can effectively and efficiently manage those replies and choose who to give that opening to based on, again, who would possibly be avoiding overtime. So I was calling today just to see how your team's currently handling your staff scheduling.
Thanks for the overview, Kevin. We currently use a mix of spreadsheets and manual processes. It works, but it can get a bit messy, especially with last-minute changes. How does Care Staff help streamline this?
Yeah, I completely get that. So every user has their own unique app. They're able to call off on that app. If that happens, the scheduler will get a notification right away. That you can also set it up where if there is a call off, an automated message goes out, so we don't even have to wait for the scheduler, especially if that call off happens late at night. How do they currently handle all that right now?
Right now, it's all manual. Staff call off by phone or text, and our schedulers have to scramble to find replacements, often leading to overtime or gaps in coverage. An automated system could definitely help with that. How quickly could we get set up if we decided to go with care staff?
All right, so I'm going to put it on mute here, which essentially puts it on pause because it just will not continue the conversation without hearing me. So one thing I want to mention, CareStaff is kind of a knockoff of a company I worked for right out of college, a company here in Cleveland that does staff scheduling software for nursing homes. So I will say the way she's asking questions or interacting is very similar to that, to which I was used to reaching out to nursing home administrators back in the day. And again, this was kind of out of the box. Besides the prompt that you heard me give it, I really didn't give it much else information. It's pretty powerful that way. And so that's where, again, if you're a sales manager, if you're the VP of sales, if you are an individual rep that has just joined a company or looking to join a company and you want to just strengthen your skill set, that's where this ChatGPT advanced voice model can be extremely beneficial. So I'm not going to dive too deep into it with the roleplay bot here today. I want to be mindful of everybody's time. But I hope this was super helpful. If it was, please let me know. As I mentioned at the beginning, I will also make an additional video where we're going to dive deeper into how to make a very specific roleplay bot using the custom GPT. So essentially the way in which I at the beginning fed her some information of how she was going to behave and act, you can actually do that much more in depth with custom GPTs. The downside though is you cannot yet use the advanced voice model. You have to go back to the original text-to-speech model, but it is still super powerful. We've used it for before the last month when the advanced voice model came out. We still use that model for our practice, and we still do because of that limitation of not being able to use the advanced voice model on custom GPTs. Hopefully, again, after this was just released a month ago, hopefully down the road, that is something that OpenAI enables. But I hope this was super helpful today. If you have any questions, please let me know, and best of luck out there.